Before we get in the video, please like, make sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications, go ahead and leave a comment below, and click on the How You Can Help, which brings up the Family Friendly Game website and gives you lots of ideas how you can help us. Thank you.
Hello everybody, this is Crafty Mom of Family Friendly Gaming, and today we will be making a Pom Pom wreath. This is what you need. Okay, set this one aside. Okay, when we made all of our little pom-poms, we used the small clover pom-pom maker. It's the yellow one. I made, of course, my pom-poms ahead of time. And this is the one I started for the video. So you can see that there's a lot. I think there's 78 total is what I counted. One of the biggest things when you're doing this is your pom-poms. And when you go to cut them off of the maker, you really need some short, sharp tip scissors to do that. Okay, set all that aside. Now I have, on this metal wreath, there are 3 different rows. Ooh, I got fuzz on my mouth. Sorry. Dangerous to doing this. 3 rows of each color, and of course you're tying them on the back side. Of course I had, okay, here. Let's see. And you want to get them pretty tight because you don't want them moving all around everywhere. And just make sure when you snip your yarn that you don't snip it too close that it cuts off your yarn and makes it come off. Okay. Give it a good knot. Pull tight. Like I said, and then I usually leave 1/4 to 1/2 inch, whatever, just to make sure you don't get that knot when you're trimming. Okay, this one on, and I made all my pom-poms while sitting and watching TV. You know, it doesn't take a whole lot of concentration. I actually was sick this past week, and I don't do well with the whole let's sit and do nothing kind of mentality. So I sat and watched TV or movies and made pom-poms. Help pass the time. And of course with Valentine's coming up, this is a good time. This wreath form with the heart came from Dollar Tree. So they seem to have lots of interesting shapes according to the holidays. Since if y'all have been watching regularly, you know that at Christmas time we did a candy cane that was a wreath from there. So now we have that first row that we put on here. And you're just going to keep putting the other 2 here to fill up the hole. And I do have some extras, oddball ones that you can fill in if you have a gap. So that's no biggie. I have them, when I started making this one, at first I had done 4 of every color. Then I thought, well, maybe putting on 3. So when I got ready to make more pom-poms for the finished one that I showed you, and for this one, I started making 9, because then I would need them in sets of 3s. And I did have to go back last night and make a few more, but I was pretty close. And of course this does, of course as you can tell I use different shades of pinks and red, and then I put some red in here. I did some of the pom-poms have the solid with white mixed in them. I did use some of this what they call sparkle yarn, but I wasn't as happy with those pom-poms, so I didn't make any for the one I'm working on now. They just didn't seem to be quite as puffy of a pom-pom. And of course you could tie these on while watching TV. It's not something that you have to have major concentration to do. Just don't do it around anything that, you know, you're worried about fuzz getting on. Because the yarn does have like little fuzzy pieces that comes off and ends up on your clothes and everywhere else. Okay, let's make the last solid one here. It looks like we're going to need to put an extra one up here in the top, which I'll show you. I'm fixing to do that. We'll just put an extra one of this fuchsia and white right here and right below it. I have two, just to kind of fill up that little hole that got made in there that's not quite covered. Reason it's good just to have a few extra when you're working. Okay, so now we're going to flip it back over, and as you can tell, that just filled in that little spot that was left. And now you have your pom-pom wreath. You can go back and rearrange or fluff it up, or sorry, fuzz is getting to me. Your pom-poms. Sorry about that. But there you go. This is your finished wreath. We will see you next time.